I'm Community Manager Pat, and I am joined by Creative Director Jin Sang. So this is the June milestone live stream where we go over the latest updates to Lost Eidolons. We do this every single month. Basically, it serves two purposes. One, it shows you guys the most recent developments made to the game, so you guys are just always up to date with every new little thing. And two, it's a place where you can ask questions live about what's ongoing. Literally, as always, any question that you might have about the game throughout the course of the show, please do ask it. We will answer anything, okay? We're going to start with the latest updates. Some of the updates made to the camp to kind of make it more lively. We're kind of putting in more work with adding different NPCs strewn throughout the camp that are just doing different things, so that when you go to the camp and the camp is expanding and you go around, you feel like you're actually raising an army. And there's a training grounds. Some of these NPCs might actually be, so they could be here in the training camp sparring with different units, and hopefully the idea is it gives this feeling of the camp feeling more alive, because it would be so boring, right? If you went to the camp and there were just no units there, you just went about your business. You want it to actually feel like it's alive. So I like this one a lot too. It's just like a bunch of guards standing by, and you know, they're just kind of hanging out in the evening. It's cool. I like it. Next is we have a graveyard, and does this have any correlation with the pledge reward, the graveyard that we saw a moment ago?
I think we have some cutscenes where we are showing the graveyard as well, so that's probably why it's there.
The next scene is a village scene, which is not unlike assets that we haven't already shown. The village areas.
The village scene is also for the cutscenes that we are making, and probably the inside the castle, the room, this room that we're showing right now is also for the cutscenes where we
Yes, I did see the cutscene for this, and the areas are very nicely rendered.
Okay,
it's very high quality. I like it a lot. But yes, so a lot of these scenes are used for cutscenes to kind of help play out and tell the story. The game does feature quite a few cutscenes. The cutscenes are quite nicely animated, and they will be voice acted as well.
Well, okay. And this is the 2D graphics that we are transforming these 2D art to the 3D.
Next, we have new skill animations. We have 6 new skills to show y'all. The first one is, I believe this is a water spell.
Yeah, this is water cyclone.
We can go over some of the elements as we're looking at them. It serves multiple functions. On a plain tile, it'll turn the tile into a wet tile, or puddle tile, which will inflict wet on enemies. And on fire tiles, it can douse the fire and remove the fire from the tile as well, in addition to doing its damage, of course. And the next skill we will look at, I believe this is a buff, right?
Yeah, that's increasing your defense.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And when he's buffed, he does have that buff icon, so it should be really easy to figure out what these skills do just based off of that alone. Third skill icon is another... Oh no, this is okay.
This is actually the teleporting.
Yeah.
Moving the army into the near you.
Spatial magic. This I feel like this goes off the question of like, is there a warp staff that someone asked in the previous content live stream? But that is really cool. The ability to maneuver your troops using magic. That seems really powerful in a game where honestly the movement points felt a little limited at times. So I can see a lot of application for that. Will non-mages have elemental skills? Danger Creed asks.
There is elemental skills on the weapon. So if you use a special weapon, there will be some elemental skills.
Oh, so if you have like an elemental skill on your weapon that does water type damage, you'll still be able to douse fire. That's cool. Okay. Fourth skill animation, and I think this one is the heal. Oh no, it's another buff. Oh, which buff is this? Is that an attack buff? It's very reddish.
Another like kind of buff.
Okay, so the 5th skill, this must be heal. That looks like a heal. I'm right. That's finally a heal.
No, actually, it's not healing.
What?
He's not being healed.
Well, he's max HP. Of course he's not going to be healed. It's definitely trying to heal him. That's a heal. So, the 6th skill, and this is lightning. This lightning looks much better than the previous lightning that I saw, by the way.
Okay.
This looks like a much higher quality lightning spell. And that's cool. Lightning skill, I believe it only has an interaction with puddle tiles, right? Only water as far as elemental synergy goes.
Damage.
We have another slideshow, and this one is for new armor designs. And our armor designs are for a couple of the classes and an NPC. This is the Omar Noble, and the other 3 are for some of the classes that will be available. But you can see some of the armor design. A lot of you guys have given us a lot of great feedback on what you like about the armor designs in Lost Eidolons, so we've been trying to keep that consistent with every new armor design that we create. Do these spells ramp up, like fire to L-fire or mega fire type of stuff? So what's being asked is, if for spells like fire spells, are there more powerful types of fire spells?
Okay, you have one basic fire skill, and then one stronger fire skill, and then the final version is not like, it's not going to be as strong as the second one, but it's going to be airier.
Ah, so it becomes okay. So 2 different. Okay, so you have a fire skill that's based on single target damage, and then you have another type of skill that's based on AOE damage.
So if if you class up and if you get higher rank class, you will be able to learn the stronger fire skill, which is for the single target, and then you're gonna have another higher level fire skill where it won't be as strong. Like, let's say it's the power will be 1 for the basic and 3 for the second fire one, and then the aerial one will be 2 with the power of 2, and then it will target multiple targets.
Okay. So we have different types of fire spells, an upgrade path. Well, we have different stronger types of spells and an upgrade path for those spells, as well as different types of these spells as far as area of effect goes for versatility, depending on how you want to leverage them. And of course, an AoE like fire skill would light multiple tiles on fire at once, right? We got a question from Start Game Social. Can you customize stats on armor as well? So when it comes to armors and the stats on armors, are they set stats or are there random stats on these items?
I don't think there will be any random stats, but there will be some stats. So, but I'm not sure what he means by the he can customize the stats on armor.
Okay, so remember what the question about socketing gems into items? Will people be able to maybe socket gems into their armor so that they can get some extra stats depending on what they want on it?
Not for now.
Not for now. It's on the plate.
Plan for that.
Yeah.
Because the gem system isn't planned right now yet for the Eden story, so I can't say it will be there.
Right now, the focus is on the core gameplay before we think of stuff that can further the customization of itemization and all that kind of stuff. Training system, actually. So training is something that you can do in Lost Eidolons during the out-game section, where you can train up specific stats of your units, right? Can you explain a little bit more on what the purpose of training is?
Okay, the training is where if you want, like, during the battle, you get to, grow your, level up your characters, but then there are always some characters that you want to focus on or maybe left behind. So whichever character you wanna, level up, you can do this in the out game section. If you wanna have your strongest character more stronger, the stronger, then you can go to train and you can have some, skills level up.
I like that. I like the training system. It gives some versatility in your planning. Do you want to use it to kind of average out all of your units equally, or do you want to use it to push one unit to be even more powerful? Something to be noticed, as Danger Creed had pointed out, is that there's QTEs now in the training segment. We've seen the training segment before, but we didn't see QTEs last time. Could you maybe explain the thought process and why you added QTEs to, or quick time events, to the training segment?
You are supposed to choose which character to train, right? And then you can also have the trainer character, and trainer character may be too strong. You may not have opportunity to win the training. You probably will get the reward even if you lose. But then I don't want to have I didn't want to have the users to have losing experience. So by having the QTE action, even if you may lose, even if you're losing, you will have a chance to outtake the battle.
So the QTE
training
basically lets you potentially win even if you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
how I wanted the
That's
training
good.
system.
I like that. That's more engaging than just watching the units just going at it and just like watching a cutscene, basically. So we had a question: will there be certain troop counters, others such as axe, being more effective against spears? So that's the Fire Emblem way of going about things, where certain weapons defeat other weapons. They're more advantageous against certain weapons. Our system is slightly different, though, right? It's not weapon versus weapon, but rather
Yeah, it's a weapon versus armor.
right. So so we have armor in our game. I think in Fire Emblem you don't actually equip armor, do you?
Yeah, so if you look at the battle scene, I'm not sure if we have one, but we're gonna have the icon where the unit has which armor and which weapon. So yeah, here. So like one unit will have like this kind of armor. This is which is like a plate, and this is love, and like this is something like a leather. So there are 3 type of their armor, and then we have a different type of the weapon. So these match up.
Right. So we have the whole cloth leather plate synergy, and then maybe something like axe would be good against plate, and that kind of stuff. So what will you be able to equip? Like just a weapon and armor, or will be able to equip shields, accessories, etc.? There's weapon, there's sub weapon, there's armor, there is accessory, I believe, mount. I don't know if there's accessory actually, but there's consumables. I remember there's consumables.
Like the portion.
I believe there are shields, right? Can you do one-handed and a shield, or is that?
Yeah, we can do one hand and shield. One class where you can wear two sword.
How about 2 shields?
No, not 2 shields.
Okay.
You need a weapon.
I got my
The
hopes
default
up because
weapon.
in Dark Souls you can wear 2 shields and go around like a battering ram. So you can actually see that the UI has been improved by quite a bit. If you look down right below, you can see there's pretty detailed information. When you're targeting a unit now, it'll tell you basically everything about the skill that you're trying to use, how much damage you're going to do, your crit chance, and a bunch of other details. Basically everything you need to know before you commit to an action, so you know, okay, maybe I don't want to hit this guy just yet. He's about to hit me back for almost as much damage I did to him. Maybe I should attack someone else instead. And of course, as before, you could see the target line, so you could see exactly which unit an enemy will target based on your positioning. All of the information is always there, so you will always know what the repercussions of any action you take, whether it's moving to a spot or attacking a specific unit. And to the right, bottom right, there is a detailed unit screen. So if you need to glean information from any unit during combat, you'll be able to see all that information as well. Being able to stat check an enemy is always vital in any kind of tactical RPG. How advanced is the AI? Do AI focus weaker units? Or will they potentially do things like work together to combo?
The AI is focusing weaker units, like where I can get more damage. I mean, the AI can.
Yeah, and I noticed they actually focus killing blows too, because I lost a unit really early in my episode 7 playthrough, and I was thinking to myself, man, if permadeath was on, I'd already have to say goodbye to a unit.
Yeah, I lost the 2 units at my first try.
Oh, thank God it wasn't just me. The demo will not have a save function. We are adding a special skip function that is only for the demo, but it's mainly because there's no save function. So we want people to be able to experience exactly what they want to experience during the demo. So on the left, we have the actual command menu. It looked a lot more basic before. Now it has a bit more character to it. This is the command menu that you input your actions on any given basis. And then on the right to that, we have the character formation screen. And this is what you're making use of before the combat starts to place your units where you want to place them. I have a question for you, Jin Sang. Can you enter a combat with a small amount of units? If I went into a combat with just 1 unit, would that be allowed?
I think it should possible, but is that possible in the demo?
I haven't tried yet because I wanted to use all.
Never thought about it.
I wanted to use all 10 of my units. I was like, I don't want a disadvantage. I don't want to use everything.
Same here.
The reason is because I think it would be really cool if we can do who could pass episode 7 and 8 with the least amount of units. Who can do it with like 3 units, stuff like that.
I think you need 10, dude.
It would be a really cool challenge, I think, and maybe we could even issue some cool prizes for that. These are some of the new designs for the spellbooks. Spellbooks are equipped by mages, and they record magic spells in them. They have basic skills that will be automatically in them, but you can also customize these spell tomes with additional skills that you have access to. You can record down the spells, and if you record down the spells and you give the spellbook to another unit, would they be able to use those skills?
You can have a book you can share with other characters. So once you have your own like master book, and you can pass it to other character as well.
I wanted to ask, are most map objectives to clear all enemy units, or are there other win conditions besides route? Okay, so they're basically asking for the episodes. Will it always ask you to defeat all units, or will there be other map objectives?
Okay, for the demo, there's a episode 7 battle is to defeat all enemies.
Yep,
right?
episode 7 is all enemies.
Yeah, episode 8 is not all enemies, but the both character, the 1 unit.
It's 1 unit that's hanging.
Unit. Yeah,
he's hanging all the way in the back behind his little army, and you have to somehow get to him and dispatch him. But
then I had a lot of difficulties during like reaching to him. But then after I got near him, it was I didn't care about killing others. I just wanted to finish.
Yeah, you just rush him. So in the future, will there be other types of map objectives, like escort missions and stuff like that?
Sure. There will be some escort mission, or there will be some turn limit, like you have to reach somewhere before certain number of turns, or there will be some defending option where you will have to survive until certain number of turns.
These spellbook designs, I really love them. This is, I believe, the elemental tome right here. So for elemental magic, like fire, water, lightning and stuff. This is the light tome for protection, healing, and buff skills in general. And then we have the dark tome for dark type of magic. Will there be green units, like AI friendly? I think I know the answer to this question. There will be some missions where you have ally AI controlled friendly units that help you, right?
Probably there will be some.
Yep, in certain scenarios. I don't know if you want to give away that these might exist, but will there be hopeless missions in which you're meant to lose? And if so, can you actually win those battles? Are there any scenarios that you know in JRPGs when you get into a boss fight and the boss fight is like it was scripted that you're supposed to lose? Do we have anything like that?
I can't really say it's exactly the same as like you lose but you win, but there will be something like that.
Oh, okay, that's all you need to say. Without spoiling anything, I think that's all you needed to say. These are some of the new. These are just a few. There were more, but I chose 3 that I really liked. I'm not going to give you guys any context to who these characters are or what's going on, but these are 3 of the hand-drawn scenes for one of the types of cutscenes that will be lightly animated. We're working with a really amazing studio that's doing a lot of these hand-drawn cutscenes for us, and it'll present a means to storytell in a different way. Instead of having the 3D animated models doing something, we'll have these cutscenes. I love it when games do stuff like that. It's so stylized. It looks so good. What is your favorite type of weapon in strategy games? Like, do you like spears? Do you like swords? Do you like magic? Do you like bows? What's your preferred approach?
My favorite, just the melee attack. the sword or axe or the spear.
Yep, you just go full monkey with a 2-handed great sword, get in there. I always love spears, but I'm always afraid that people will consider them cheap, since usually they can attack from two tiles away. But I love spears in games and spear types of skills personally. Will allies have bonds with other units? Will these bonds have buffs? No, not quite. There is a bond system, but as we explained in a previous live stream, it's done in a very specific way, where the bond that you have is with the commander, Eden, and his allied units. But between the other units, they won't actually have that same bond between them. They won't have a relation. But we did kind of get a hint into Jin Sang's thought process, at the idea that there might actually be romanceable options in Lost Eidolons for our protagonist Eden. Is there any planned OST tracks we will be able to listen to before the game releases? Yes, there will be. Clark is working very hard. What you're currently listening to now is actually just a mock-up. I believe there is a slightly remastered version for the actual demo for the music, but as we complete tracks, we will be sharing them with the communities. Can you upgrade weapons? Can you upgrade a weapon from, let's say, wood to iron, or iron to steel, or maybe +1, +2, that kind of stuff?
Not yet, but I've told you about the gem system, the jewel system. That's something you can upgrade the weapons, but then it isn't really planned for currently. Right.
It's for a later update. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We are ending the cast. We'll see you guys next time. I will post a recap on our YouTube, and I will save this VOD as well for future recollection. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.